The designer I've chosen from the Museum of Modern Art exhibition, What Was Good Design from 1944 to 1956, is Earl Tupper. Tupper was born and raised on a farm in Berlin, New Hampshire on the 28th of July 1907. Earl's father, Ernest Tupper, who owned the family farm and ran the greenhouses, loved to build and tinker with materials and devices. He created several labour-saving gadgets that were useful to complete the jobs on the farm. Earl would watch his father do this and become inspired to do it himself. Throughout his childhood, Earl was always interested in business and finding ways to make money. This led him to discovering that going door to door to sell the family's produce rather than selling it at the farmer's market was more efficient and made the business more money. Not only was it profitable, but it was also more enjoyable. This method was carried on into his work years later through the introduction of Tupperware parties. Earl studied tree surgery at Bryant University in 1925 so that he could start and run his own business tending trees and landscaping, which was quite successful for a period of time. The skills Earl learnt in order to run a business played a major role in the success of other future businesses, such as Tupperware. During the time of his tree business, Earl kept himself occupied by conducting numerous experiments, as well as writing a series of scientific papers which described his many interests and ideas for new inventions. This led Earl to the idea of investigating the possibilities of plastic, therefore leading to the introduction of Tupperware. After his tree surgery business went bankrupt, Earl came across Bernard Doyle, an inventor who worked at the plastics manufacturing division of the DuPont Corporation. Earl then worked in DuPont at the plastics plant where he conducted many experiments with plastics, leading to the successful outcome of products for Tupperware. Although Tupper only spent a short amount of time with DuPont, he stated that working with DuPont is where his education truly began. After leaving DuPont a year later, Earl started his Tupperware company, which involved experimenting with a new type of plastic called poly-T, which was made from polyethylene slag, a waste product. He refined and cleaned the slag and produced this new plastic, which was translucent, white, flexible, lightweight, odorless, non-toxic, and not greasy to touch. Poly-T then became a revolutionary substance to modern society. One of Tupper's objects featured in the exhibition What Was Good Design was his well-known plastic tumblers. The success of these designs are reflected through some of Dieter Rams' principles of good design. Dieter Rams states that good design is aesthetic. The aesthetic quality of a product is vital to its usefulness because products we use every day influence our personal being. Earl Tupper has incorporated visually pleasing aesthetics through the use of soft tones as well as a clean cylinder design with the use of the smooth polyethylene material, which is easy to interpret. Good design makes a product useful. A product has to satisfy certain criteria, not only functional but also psychological and aesthetic. Whilst the plastic tumblers are aesthetically pleasing, Tupper has designed them to be greatly functional and simple to use through their capability of storing foods and keeping them fresh for a long period of time. Good design is as little as possible, having less but better, which brings attention to important aspects, and the products do not dominate with unessential features, purity and simplicity. Each tumbler is a single cylinder shape and purely one color. It concisely and easily portrays the function of the design without any distracting aspects. Good design is innovative. There are always opportunities for innovation. Technological development is always offering chances for innovative design, but innovative design always develops in tandem with innovative technology and can never be an end in itself. Earl Tupper was the first to design this air and watertight sealed container with the incorporation of using the polyethylene plastic material. This made the product very unique and efficient. Good design is long-lasting. It avoids being fashionable and following current trends, therefore never appears outdated. Unlike fashionable design, it can last many years, even in society today. Earl Tupper's tumblers, along with his other container designs for Tupperware, are still up in the market and are used in everyday life today. Earl Tupper was a very hard, determined and resilient worker, even from a very young age. Despite having his first business in tending trees and landscaping go from successful to bankrupt, he was still persistent in his innovation and design and was rewarded for his hard work through the ultimate success of Tupperware. This inspires me to always keep an open mind when designing and to never give up on any of my designs when they perhaps lead to failure. The fact that Earl could always find a way out of a design problem proves that design is infinite, and that there is always a potential solution. It is just a matter of remaining faithful and working hard to find it. I am also motivated to keep the 10 Dieter Rams principles in mind when creating designs of my own. These principles are essential to successful design and thus will help me to be a prosperous designer.